Welcome to JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rhys Boxing and Limitless Creations. And you are here for Edwards versus Quinn in the first fight in our live watch-alongs on the Fightzone. And yeah, before we get into that, actually, we're going to go round one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we've time for that. We'll have to do that during the first round break.
Yeah, Edwards versus Quinn. Rhys Edwards, really, a lad to be watching by the looks of things. Yeah, 10 fights, 10 wins, 4 knockouts against Quinn. This is unbelievable. A proper journeyman in my eyes. 120 fights, 7 wins, 2 draws. And, we're in the first round of 6. And, good evening, Ender. Good evening to everyone that's tuning in. It's one of those, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Another Friday fight night.
Yeah, Rhys has come out. Thank you. Rhys has come out all guns blazing here. So I'd say he's looking for a stoppage in this fight.
Yeah, working well behind the jab, holding the centre of the ring well.
Yeah.
But apparently, Quinn, no mug. He's been around a long,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, this is it. He's here to test them. They're here to test these young lads and to make sure they're.
As Dave Allen said, if he had more journeymen on his books, he'd be a millionaire. Which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, Dave Allen's very funny, I have to say. The one thing I suppose doing this is we're missing Dave Allen's commentary.
I know. You think he's fighting on here soon as well? I think in a couple of weeks he's on Fightzone.
Yeah, because this is their last Sheffield.
Yes, the last card. Someone said, I think it was Anthony Croller, which I like Anthony. He turned around and he said, it's probably the best car park I've been to.
Well, in fairness to Hobson, he's put on a good show.
I think he has, yeah. I think it's been value for money. He's delivered on what he said he was going to do. And
yeah, it's a good setup. And for the club fighters that don't normally get exposure, it's some exposure for them. And
well, just getting people out, really, isn't it? It's good to see.
Yeah.
But as we say, sort of 25 seconds to go, round one, and it's Edwards just behind the jab well, doing what he's doing, and no problems there.
Yeah. No, I like what I see from him. He's good shot variation, and he gets
very composed.
He goes in and out. The last chap that fought. It was a second pro fight, and I thought he fought very statically, like he'd stand in one place, and you're like, he lost his first fight, and he won that one, but you need to be moving more, and I like Rhys here. He's up on his toes, he's moving, he's bobbing and weaving, that's what you want. So
different shots as well, he's throwing to the body, he's jabbing well, he's throwing quite a few uppercuts, he's got a good.
Yeah, and you look there, and there's a great pivot there. He threw the shots and he pivoted 90 degrees. Yeah. So I like what I see here from Rhys.
Well, before we get into round 2,
we gotta have some of this.
We're gonna have some of this.
Are you ready?
There we go. That slotted in like a glove. So, here we are, round 2.
Round 2,
yeah. The sun's out. It's looking nice there, I think, actually. It's probably the best day to have picked instead of the Saturday. That looks pretty dreadful over here, weather-wise.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, even in Ireland, I think the weather's to break tomorrow, because today was quite nice. He's quite a few admirers as well, I have to say.
He's got, as you were saying, really good foot movement.
Yeah.
Constantly moving the head. Really good guard as well. Just dictating well with the jab, but when he gets the opportunity, it's 3s and 4s, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you have to be impressed by him. Like, I mean, he's a good young lad, and he's like, it's immediately it's throwing his punches, and immediately bang, he's out of there.
Yeah. Very good movement. And as you say, it's that pivot. He'll
Mm.
do 1, 2, 3, and then bang, he's moved straight round out the way.
Yeah.
Just looking really good at the moment.
But
as I say, the journeyman Quinn, he's doing the job. He's standing there taking the shots, but at the same time, he throws back good body shots.
Keeping him honest. He's like he's making sure
Good
that he gets out of the way and that
Yeah, he's just not there as a punch bag. Do you know what I mean? He sticks his gloves up, but then he also throws. He tries to mirror, doesn't he? What Edwards is doing, but.
Great scoring punch there from Edwards.
Yeah,
he got through the guard.
The jabs are working really well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well.
Like he's
he moves really well.
Yeah, he's a really sharp jab as well. I'm seeing a lot I like here, from Williams.
Yeah, that's what we like to see, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is his 10th fight.
This is his 10th fight, 10th win. He's had all wins and 4 knockouts. So, but you can see sometimes, his ability is to box, isn't it? It's the boxing side, and you can see the power there, but you can see he takes his time. There's no rush just to get a knockout, is there? It's if it comes sort of movement in his game, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I mean that's 2 rounds down now, and
2 rounds to Edwards comfortably.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I like the little setup they've got there. It is what it is, isn't it? But it's a nice little.
It is, and great advertising for that scaffolding company too, because it looks very well.
Yeah, and as I say, we're here. We're doing the live watch-alongs this evening. We've got 4 fights that we've hand-picked off the card. As we say, we've got Edwards versus Quinn. The first look at Bagley versus Hannah Rankin. What an exhibition fight that's going to be. Just to see her out in action, but what a fighter to go against in an exhibition.
Absolutely.
And then we've got Martel versus Nazarian. That's going to be a great one. And they're actually heavyweights, even though it's listed as a cruiserweight. And then Massey versus Karakaplan. That's going to be, looks like it could be a good fight as well for the European, the IBF.
The IBF European title. It's
it's if you're a boxing fan, money well spent on this one. There's 9 fights that we know of because it seems to change every week. For £1.25.
Yes, absolutely, £5 sterling a month. But
we're in round 3. Just coming up to 2 minutes to go. And if you're with us, if you're watching it wherever you are, if you're on Twitter or if you're on YouTube, make sure you head over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button on JG's Fight Talk, and stay with us for the watch-alongs. Let us know what your predictions are for the fights. I know it's early on; people are probably eating their dinner and all the rest of it. But join us when you can.
Yeah. Switzerland equalised, by the way.
Oh well, there we go. And we wrote them off before we came on, Ender.
Well, I certainly did. I mean, no Xhaka, no party, I said.
But
that's poor from
Good left hand there. Sorry. Good left hand there.
I missed the left hand.
he works so well with that jab, doesn't he? Like you were saying, it's a real snappy.
But that's what I like about it. It's a good snappy, fast jab, and there's a little bit of bite in it too.
He forces you, doesn't he? He forces you to throw a punch because of the way he jabs you.
Yeah.
But very handy indeed.
Absolutely.
I like this Edwards.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, he's one to watch. And I bet they're just glad to be back out fighting again. I think that's the big thing.
A lot of the problem has been for all these fighters just been the lack of opportunity to fight, and that's the great thing about Hobson's Friday cards. It's given these fighters, an opening, that they wouldn't have otherwise had to get out and showcase their skills. So
no, I'm all in favour of it, and same with Fight TV, and that all those guys seem to be doing their bit, don't they? And I've been enjoying Fightzone so far. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and a lot of people have said about the quality of it. They said it should be of a higher level because you're paying for it. But hey, it's $4.99 a month.
But at the end of the day, I mean,
they're starting out. You've got to give them the opportunity.
Yeah, but that's it. It's like I mean,
end of round 3, by the way.
Yeah, but if you're paying money to watch football, I mean, you can pay to watch the lower leagues, but you know what you're getting, but you still have to pay for it because everyone needs to be paid. I mean, I mean, I don't even know if they break even broadcasting, but it's like, I mean,
it'd be interesting to know what the numbers are, wouldn't it, Ender? Really, to see how many, subscription wise. How many people have got it? Because you think even if you miss 2 weeks, for example, you've still got two cards of boxing for £2, £2.50 each. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. The only thing that I suppose people are mixing it up with is kind of when they're looking at the DAZN thing, whether it's at the moment it's £2, but that's obviously an introductory offer. I mean, and that's a very different beast. And I mean, that's kind of rebroadcasting, whereas this is directly broadcasting, this is the broadcast, this is the whole
weekend. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because this is the only live boxing this weekend in Britain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know July is always a quiet month for boxing,
But BT Sport picks up again, doesn't it? Next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
No, they've got a few coming up, like Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yard are back out. I think it's next weekend.
Yeah.
So
and then on the 24th, it's the big one, of course. It's 24th, isn't it? That's the big heavyweight fight.
So the 2 big heavyweight fights, because you think you got Joyce and Takam that day as well.
Yeah, but that's what I said, the big heavyweight night.
Yeah.
Joyce and Takam in the UK, sorry, and then you go over stateside, and you've got the huge one.
What a night of boxing! That's going to be a corker, isn't it?
You've got Fury Wilder. I mean, and obviously they'll both want to knock each other's head off, given everything that's gone on. I mean,
but you think Joe Joyce Takam? That's a good fight.
It's a very good fight for Joe.
I'm really looking forward to that. To be fair,
yeah, it's a very good fight for Joe Joyce and a very good fight for him to say, listen, I am up here and I deserve to be trading it with the big boys, because it'll I mean.
But what an opportunity for Takam as well. That's the thing. If Takam wins that, he's back right in the mix of it, completely.
Yeah, but
so it's all or nothing fight, really, isn't it?
Well, it's an opportunity for either of them, I suppose, if you look at it like that. I was kind of looking at it from a Joyce perspective, that he can, use it to kind of move up to that, be at that world level, competing at the guys that have competed for world titles. So that'll be good for him. And Usyk, Joshua's on. I mean, and he was lining up to fight Usyk. But obviously, now that Usyk's fighting Joshua, he has to wait perhaps for well, not the victor obviously, because the victor would likely go on and face Fury Wilder. But no doubt, if Usyk doesn't win, I'm sure Joyce Usyk could be made. You know.
Yeah. No, there's so many ifs and buts and maybes, and until those initial three fights happen, then we'll have some sort of direction. But it's waiting for those, you know, and Dillian White as well. You got to think the man in the shadows, really.
Yeah, he's got a fight in America now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's there. I think they're announcing the opponent soon, aren't they?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many angles, isn't there? So many angles to it. But
Matchroom USA.
As we say, back to Rhys Edwards, really. Yeah. End of round 4 there, and he's just doing some of the same, really. Working behind the jab well, just centre of the ring stuff, not being bothered by anything that Quinn's sort of dishing out. But yeah, just a good, steady performance. And as I say, you don't have to fly in for the knockouts. You don't have to do that sort of thing. And the great thing is, we've got Edwards on the show next week. So, it'd be nice to have him on.
He looks to have picked up the tempo slightly in the 5th. So, I mean, like in some of those hooks to the body look.
They look brutal.
Yeah. If they land, you know, just at the right spot, you know, if they catch, and I can see his opponent's giving him all that, so he's obviously winding him up now. Oh, there's a lot of.
I wouldn't encourage someone to punch me. To be fair, because they don't really need encouragement.
No, but obviously he's obviously trying to undermine the young fighter as well. You know, undermine his confidence. Because
as you say, Quinn, 120 fights. He's like we were saying, he's no mug, is he? He takes the.
And he's well able to take these punches. You know what I mean? So like, It'd
be nice to see how many he's lost by knockout, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, normally that's on the thing somewhere, but I didn't check it now. He's giving it all this now, Massey.
Yeah, let's have a look. See if I can.
Because I have all my screens.
Because obviously he's egging him on to punch him, but then you get to the point where you think, is that really a sensible thing when we have a look at your record and find that you've been knocked out by most people for egging them on?
But I mean, it's.
Here we go. Jamie Quinn. To be fair to him, 110 losses, 3 knockouts. So he's been knocked out 3 times.
That's not saying he's 3 knockouts. That's saying the losses.
No. That's the amount of times he's been knocked out in 110
to be fair, I'm looking at him here, and he's a very, very durable.
Resilient. He's resilient.
Like he.
Because Edwards is hitting him with some pretty hard shots. The body's being tested.
And I'd say if I was Rhys, I'd be getting a bit, you know, wound up as well. And that's obviously what he's trying to do.
But, you know, like Rhys's record shows already, 10 fights, 10 wins, 4 knockouts.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a go in there and blast him out sort of kid. He's going there and
he's a puncher, like... he's a boxer. Sorry, he's a boxer. Like he's a very stylish boxer, and he's got a lot of combination shots.
He's a very good point scoring puncher, isn't he? To describe him, he lands some really clean shots, as you were saying, to the body. He works the body really well. I think you get another guy in there that's not so tough and thick-skinned, resilient boxer. I think he could have had someone out by now with those, because they are hard shots.
Absolutely. Anyone else, I'd say, would be gone by now. I mean, what's that? Round 5 over now. I mean, he's won every single round.
and emphatically, really, to be perfectly honest. He's been very, very convincing in every single round, hasn't he? So,
yeah.
But I'm impressed by him. I really like him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's someone I'm watching him. He's got, as you were saying, he's very good. You can see he obviously listens to the trainer well, as you pointed out, the way he pivots away, the way he throws the jab. Every shot's a punch scoring, point scoring punch. They're not just thrown all over the place. I don't think he was thrown a punch for the sake of it. He goes to land.
And his opponent is really turning up the old antics now in this round. So he, as long as Rhys keeps his cool, he's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there's no, he'll know that, won't he? Not to get dragged in.
Well, but
then it's easily said, isn't it?
I mean, it's easy to say when you're sitting outside of the ropes,
Yeah, exactly.
When you're in there and you're like, oh, you just fuck off, I'd love to just.
Someone's laughing at you. Do you know what I mean? It's
like, why won't you die?
Yeah.
Oh, what movie was that out of? Oh, I'll think of it one day. But no, he's very, very durable opponent here. And he 135 left. I definitely think, he's doing the whole.
I'll tell you, some good shots there, though. Good combinations by Edwards. Really good.
Yeah. He's doing a bit of Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah. Even though the guy didn't throw a punch, so it didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, because it was a feint of a punch, to be fair, But
like they said, hats off to Jamie Quinn. He does exactly what he says on the tin, doesn't he?
I'm telling you, Jamie Quinn would be. I think you need a bulldozer or something to kind of knock him down. Because he's really, I mean, the young lad's throwing everything he's got at him, but he looks a very durable opponent, and it's.
It was a bit of a dance there in the ring.
Yeah,
that was a very, very beautiful.
But actually, the one thing I would say against Quinn is he doesn't throw much.
No, and you'll get like one punch, and then all of a sudden you get 3 or 4, and then you don't get anything for 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and that's where Edwards is doing his work.
Yeah,
he's scoring the punches in that time where he's taking a hell of a long breather, isn't he?
Yeah, like I'd like even the punch stats from this. I mean, you'd have to say Quinn's are very low, and
yeah.
But fair play as well to Rhys for not taking the bait, because he really did turn up the whole wind-up merchant in the last round. But Rhys stuck to his game plan and just boxed clever, and he got the 6 rounds in. Okay, he probably would have liked to have kind of had him hit the canvas, but that didn't happen. But
he timed himself well, and he's got the win. So
yeah, but he didn't lose his composure. He didn't lose his cool. He didn't fall for the antics. He boxed clever and kept going with what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
First
along the Fightzone, and that was Edwards versus Quinn.
What a great wait for the announcement.
What a great fight it was, to be fair, and. We are going to wait for the announcement.
But it sounded like you were.
It's kind of a foregone conclusion, really, isn't it?
Are you going to have some of this while we wait? So
we got Mr. Pigeon. Hello, Mr. Pigeon. Hi there. Got a link. We haven't got a link. It's live on Fightzone. You can download the app. You can go onto the website. It's $4.99 for a month, and. Yeah, we can't show the fights on here, but we can guide you through.
Sorry, this is the undercard. So this is free on a website.
Yeah, so this is free on the app.
Yeah.
For one more fight, I think.
Yeah, so
So you got one more fight free on the undercard, but you can go back and watch the undercard.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mr. Pigeon, there you go.
But yeah, so Mr. Pigeon, yes.
And then if you like what you see, you sign up for $4.99.
Yeah, so you get your 3 fights on the undercard, and then the main event, I think, starts about
7:30, is it?
7:30. So yeah, as I say, thank you, Mr. Pigeon. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
And while we were talking, Mr. Pigeon, Rhys got his arm raised there.
yeah, it was great performance by Rhys. So congratulations to Rhys Edwards. Well done, Jamie Quinn. Another 6 rounds in the kitty. And yeah, Ender, thank you very much for joining me as always. And we will see you back for the next watch along that we are doing, which is Bagley versus Rankin.
Yes, it's the exhibition bout.
Which is an exhibition. Hats off to Hannah Rankin for stepping in last minute just to give her that fight. I think that's really good of her, especially if she's got a fight coming up on Fightzone soon.
Yeah.
Loved it. So, Ender, thank you very much. And see you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Have some of this.
Oh, yeah, have some of that.
Are you ready?